Hello, Jase here. Let's talk about titles that sell books. Very important titles. If you don't know, it's probably the thing that sells your book, provided you've got the right niche. Like these guys here, some of my students here, Genevieve, who made $6,000 in sales in a month, nearly 6,000. Debbie, who's $4,000, she did like 1,000 in the second month. All these guys have winning books, and a winning book consists of a very, very good title. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So if you think about your book as a buyer magnet, that's what you want. You want something that attracts the buyers, and it attracts the buyers in two ways, two main ways. Firstly, the cover. The cover draws the attention. It stops the scroll. It needs to stop the scroll first. And then once you get their attention, the title sells the book. Now, most self-publishers get the title wrong. They get the cover wrong. They're leaving it to the last thing to do. This should be the first thing you do. This should be what you spend the most time on. Now, if we look specifically at titles today, a title that sells, I like to call it 2-second buys. Just think of your titles having 2 seconds to convince the customer to buy. Now, when I was back in London, I had a direct marketing business where we deliver our leaflets for estate agents, councils, that sort of things. So imagine my team would post a leaflet through the door of someone's house, okay? Now, most people would chuck it in the bin, but when they pick up the leaflet, they'd at least look at it. And we'd always tell our clients to design a leaflet so you had about 2 to 3 seconds just to grab their attention, because the intention of a person picking up a leaflet, at least in London anyway, because they see it as junk mail, the intention of them is they're picking up rubbish off their floor. They're just going to pick it up, go straight to the bin. They've got no intention of doing anything with that leaflet, but when they pick it up, they will look at it at least for a second. So I was always telling my clients, and we would design the leaflets for them, design it as if you've only got 2 seconds. So that means one bold headline, something that grabs their attention in 2 seconds, as opposed to like blocks of text that no one's going to look at. Okay, same thing with your book. Even more so now, because everyone's in this scrolling. Everyone just scrolls now, so you kind of like probably even got a little less like time. But let's just say 2 seconds. So imagine they've just seen your book. You've grabbed their attention with the cover. It's just stopped the scroll, and then you've got 1, 2, and they're gone. So how do you sell a book by its title in 2 seconds? Let me tell you. So imagine on this side here, they're out of there. You lost their attention. On this side here, if you manage to keep them in this section, so they've just seen it, there's a chance they buy, right? And how do you keep them here? First thing is curiosity. I think curiosity is a big thing. And it's dying on Amazon at the moment because everyone's doing the same shit. Same old, same old. And I'm teaching this to my growth squad now, the guys that work closely with me. We need to try different, more interesting titles now. So everyone can create a book now with AI. So that means Amazon's being flooded with the same old shit. But the good news is, if you just spend a bit of time thinking about your title, thinking about how you can grab the curiosity of your customer, you can literally win in that niche just from that. The second thing is, kind of goes hand in hand with this, is interesting. Do you remember that book, Learn a Lot While You Sit on a Pot? That came out years ago actually, but one of them came out like a couple of years ago after it. I remember seeing that. I got no interest in this book, but it's just interesting. Learn a lot while you sit on a pot. And there's nothing fancy about the cover. Black design with text on it. Interesting. Compared to everything else, this is what I mean. Interesting doesn't mean fancy. It doesn't mean complex. It just means interesting. And it could be a black cover with good text on it. Bit like that HR book, HR Approved Ways of Telling Your Co-Workers They're Stupid. Now, so that's a fat title. But again, plain cover, it's got it there, grabs your attention because it's interesting compared to everything else. Everyone's kind of doing the same thing now. So think interesting. All right. And the last thing, which I think is the most important actually, is giftable. Giftable. You ever bought a card from someone, a funny card for their birthday? Why do you buy the card for them? Like a specific card. Anything like a gag card. Something funny, something humorous. Why do you buy it? Because of the front, right? What's on the front of the card? And the inside's not too I mean, you'd just probably write to Bob from Jase, happy birthday. Right? Nothing fancy, right? But the front of the card, that's what people are going to remember. The front of the card is what keeps that card stuck up on his fridge, on his desk, because people will see it and go, ha, ha, ha. They know you, Bob, don't they? And they see the card. It's very personalised to him. Think of that as a gift. Think of that as the book. Giftable book, the title, giftable. You seen that book? The book for a man that has everything. Now, why is that a great gift? Because if you ask any man, especially dads, what would you like for your birthday? I'm all right. I'm fine. That's what we say, right? We don't want anything really. We want peace and quiet and money, cash flow, and the freedom to do what we want, right? When someone says, "What do you want for your birthday?" So I'm all right. That's what the book's for, because they know that most dads say, oh, I'm all right. So you get them a book, but the book for the man that has everything, because it's kind of a play on that, right? Very, very clever title. That's why that book's selling like crazy, because the guy knows, the guy that created it knows. And that brings me to my last point that wraps this all up. None of this means anything if you don't know the customer. That's how Debbie here, especially Debbie, I'm not sure about Genevieve. Debbie here, that's how she made $1,000 on her second month. She knows the customer really well. She created titles for that customer because she knows them really well. When you know the customer, you're able to do all of these easily. Better yet, if you're the customer, like for instance that book I just said there, for the man that knows everything, that's specifically for me because I understand it and I know, and I could create books in that niche that would drive curiosity, interest in, and very, very gifted because I know the customer. Okay, so very important to know the customer. Right, I hope that was helpful. Give me a little like and subscribe. I'm doing videos every day at the moment. This is fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.